Good evening. Good evening. Sat myself down. How are we all? Tag, anyone coming on? Oh, good evening. Happy Sunday to you all. Getting ready for this stuff, preparing, okay? People come on live, tell me that they can hear me and tell me that the volume is people are coming on and I can see you and comments and everything's working okay. That would be great. God, Sunday's some weather here in Ireland and in England. No comments coming up yet, guys. So someone comment in the evening. Let's see. Any comments? I can't see any comments, guys. Anybody commenting? Okay, here we go. You can hear me. Thank you. Actually, yeah, I think my speaker wasn't working. Yeah, you can hear me. Thanks. Yeah, I think my speaker thing wasn't working. Sorry about that. How are we all? How's everybody getting on? Hiya, Trudy. All the guys came on straight away there. I missed you. Welcome, Wella family. Tag a Wella family member who would like to be watching this live. Anybody that you can think of that I forget. I just tried to tag as many. Hiya, Lisa. I tried to tag as many of you. You fellow compatriots, you people who like to talk about all things hair and salon and life and confidence on a Sunday. Hiya, Nick. What's going on, bro? Hey, Michelle. How's it going? Sorry if I'm a bit pale this week, but I had a hell of a week. On Thursday, I had to get 10 stitches on my left hand. 10 stitches. Good morning, Nick, my man. I hope you're having your coffee. Nick knows all about it. Nick knows I was a wounded soldier this week. So on Thursday night, I was opening up a little toy for my 8-year-old, for Caitlin, and of course I didn't patiently try to. I was one of those electronic dogs with all the strings. And hiya, Chantel. Good to see you on, babes. How are you? Hiya, Romeo. How are you keeping? Yeah, and I am. So I got a knife out, and the string burst really easy, and the knife went straight in there, and it was deep. And I sort of held it for a few minutes as it gushed blood. And then I the kids were there. Hi, Leanne, how's it going? The kids were there, and like any good wounded soldier, I drove myself to the A&E. I drove myself. Did you send Marta? Yeah, tag Marta. Hiya, Pete. How are you, sir? Tag Marta. Tag anybody. And so I drove myself, and I have a car that's it's fairly new. You know what I mean? It was my first new car. Here she is. Here, Marta Kennedy in the house. Marta, I hurt my hand earlier in the week. So, wounded soldier. So I drove myself to A&E 8:30 at night, and hard as nails is right. Hard as nails. Wore a big long coat so I wouldn't get any blood on my car. And I did. Hiya, Lucian. How are you, sir? And was in, and they put 10. It's a good job I went to the hospital, because I thought, it'll stop bleeding. But I 10 stitches I had to get, and then it was a nightmare trying to work the next day to hold the hair to do highlights, and I hold the hair down, here before I paint on my highlights. You grated your knuckle, that's a sore one. Hey, Tracy, how are you, babes? I hope you're well. God, your daughter's the spit of the other daughter. Susan, how are you, my love? Tyson Fury has nothing yet. That 6'9" Gypsy King, I'd drop him. What a performance from the guy, though. He's a serious boxer. I have to say, he's a serious boxer. You know what it was, Marta? I was trying to open the toy for the kid, and I was like, what? And I looked up, and it was right. It was in so deep. Hiya, Alison. So, did I miss a day's work? No, I didn't. I'm old school. If you can walk, you can work. But they have me on antibiotics, and because it was such a deep cut, and antibiotics just wash me out. I hate antibiotics. Hey, Hunzo, what's going on, Alison? My Hunzo, how are you keeping, babes? Hiya, Daniel. How are you, sir? Middle of the night for you in Guam. Hope I can make it worth your while. Loads of people on, like over 70 people on already. A good evening to all of you, and tag everybody. Christopher, how's it going? Christopher and me have a fetish for runners. It's a real problem. You know what I mean? It's a real problem. He's got it for the Wheezies. I've got it for the Balenciagas. It's a problem. It is a problem. We're addicts. We're addicts. Yeah. We're a bit like stylists trying to open the blonde door box. Do you remember that when it was vacuum packed, Tracy? That was very funny. Do you remember them trying to open the blonde door packet? All you had to do was let the air in, but it was so funny. People are so funny, you know. That was really funny. That was Christopher. It's good to see you on, bro. It's good to see you, my New York compatriot. If you ever want to follow, some of Christopher's very funny. He's very, very funny, and yeah, we have very similar tastes, and he's very, very funny, and he's been admin from day one here, and a great guy and great family. You know, you were lucky enough to meet Tyson. I'm okay, Marta. I'll survive. I won't. Hiya, Tiago. How are you? Yeah, I'm from Cayman. Is it? Good to see you, bro. I tell you, it was difficult to work because I couldn't trying to get a glove over it. I couldn't wash hair, and in my salon we wash our own clients. If we're free, you know, it's that type of salon. We spend our time with the customers as best we can. So it was difficult for me because not washing hair, and you know, I like to do my own toners. I know I shouldn't pet toners, and I mean, I'm always telling people don't pet your toners, but I do pet my toners. I am putting my toners on. I'm petting them. Anyone else on the page pet their toners? Anybody else can't stop petting their toners? You know, Nick sorts you out, Marta. He's like your brother now. Anyone else here, do they pet their toners? You know, instead of watching them and letting them take, they just pet them. I mean, Rob's really good in the salon. He puts it on, sits her in the chair, you know, and leaves it alone. You know what I mean? Me, hiya, Elizabeth, opening up the salon tomorrow. Pet, you know what I mean? Like you pet it. You know the way you pet, Lisa? Very funny. You know the way you pet a toner? You know, you're like that, you keep petting it. I do it because I'm worried about porosity, so I like to keep it moving, and I like to use the heat of my hands. You know, I like to use the heat of my hands to make it take, but I can't leave the thing alone. I mean, I'm nearly pulling it off the hair, you know what I'm saying? You know, pet me toner. Have you never heard that? I'm always telling them don't pet your toner, and then I'm the worst for it. So that's a new one for you today, guys. And we'll see on the page now. Some people, let's see, some people, you can put up a little video of you petting your toners or not petting them. Attaboy, how you doing, Antonio? How you going? Yeah, doing my best, bro. I'm doing my best to keep up the work, big time. Doing my best to keep up the work. And I've loads of stuff today, loads of topics, loads of different stuff today. And good stuff for you, Elizabeth, about to open up tomorrow. I think it'll help. Stroke 5-6 makes me pet. Stroke 5-6 would make anyone pet. I think that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, what do I pet the most? I love the co-creations of having you guys on live. It's just terrific. Alison, what would I pet the most? Well, not 065 because I like the pink to go in. So that's a really good question. What would I pet? I think 1081 and a little bit of 20, and I'm putting it on level 10 hair that's a little bit porous, you know. Then I'm like that. I can't take my hands off it. I can't stop petting it. I can't stop. I can't help myself. Meow, meow. Petting that toner. You shouldn't pet your toners, but it's a nervous thing. We call on the bench. Hi, Kelly, are you from you in Tenerife? You lucky ducky. You lucky ducky. Ah, there you are, Jesus. You know, Alison, I told Christopher, one of the admin during the week, I said, you know, it was a Dublin saying that I can't really repeat here, and he didn't understand what I was saying, and he thought I had a kidney infection. That'll give you an idea what I was saying to him. So I told him, Alison, he has to watch certain films from hiya, Karen, what's it going? Is the weather awful? Kelly, I'll say a prayer for you. Oh God, please God, let it turns for you, because the rain is really bad in Europe at the moment. I'll say a prayer for you in the weather turns. I'm in Lanzarote in Easter, and I'll have a bag of tricks for my girl Tracy, no doubt about it. Yeah, there's a knife. I shouldn't have cut it with the knife. Antonio, it's good to see you on, Antonio. You're a hell of a hair cutter and a great family member. We're lucky to have you on the page. We're lucky to have you here. But God, I hope you're all feeling good. Worst sandstorm in 20 years. Jeez, yeah, that was the thing. Thank you, Nick. I can't say it. So I told him he has to watch 4 films. He has to watch Snatch, which has all the British references that myself and Pamela would use. He has to watch The Commitments, which would have all the Dublin sayings that I would use, The Commitments. And then he had to watch a film called The Snapper, which was made in the early 80s, which is about Dublin when it was in its really bad recession, and has really yeah, more like we have to meet up for a vodka. I'm in Costa Canice for Easter, so you will have to meet up for sure. You, me, and Trace can meet up, and we can have the crack. 100%. But afternoons, not late evenings. I'm in bed early with the kids. You know that way. You got a lot of homework, Christopher, to do. And what was the third film he had to watch? It was Train Spotting, because Pamela hits him with a few Scotticisms that he doesn't understand. But yes, Georgie Burgess, that's all I'll say. Who's ever out there, you know what I'm talking about, Karen. Talk about the Georgie Porgy. I can do the whole film. That's horrible. I hope the weather changes for you. So there was 2 posts during the week on the page. The Snapper is hilarious. Yeah, there was 2 posts. I could do the whole film here now, you know, like not a bother. Right from the start when he's sitting there going, "You're only 19, you know." Talk about the Georgie Porgy. All he is watch The Commitments if you want to see what Dublin was like when I was growing up in the 80s. But there was 2 posts about Nioxin during the week. Asking about how it works and what it is and all that. Now, I should have brought them out because I have Nioxin in the bathroom. I can go and get them. I'm a Nioxin user, and I've been a Nioxin user for as long as Wella sort of Wella bought it. Go ahead, Papa. Yeah, Wella bought it. If I will do The Commitments for you sometimes, Joey DeLips, that's The Commitments. Just this thing about Elvis. Do you remember? Did you ever see Elvis? It's so funny. Hiya, Salas. I'm always singing, JD. I'm always here to bring my light into your lives. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, to bring my light into your lives for just a little, a little ditty. Now I'm going to read you a book. So the Nioxin range, always an afternoon vodka. Yes, I'm great in the afternoons, Marek. From 2 to 7, that's the best time to get me. Mark, how's it going? How are you? Nikki Clark is in Dublin this week doing a little sort of special blow dry masterclass, and I think Mark Allison organised it. So for anyone going to see Nikki Clark on Tuesday, my staff are going, so I won't have any assistants to help me. Cannot choose anything, yes. Like I'm addicted to Nioxin. I'll tell you the worst experience I had, or the best experience I had with it. I was in Bangkok on my holidays, Christmas, and I was staying in a hotel in Bangkok, and then I was going down to Hua Hin where I have friends and family living. And I left my Nioxin in the shampoo and the treatment in the bathroom. I'm always doing that in hotels, always leaving shampoos behind, because you just don't see them when you're checking out. It's a killer. And I got to Hua Hin, and I was like, within a day or two, I was convinced my hair was falling out. Like, I went on a complete, mad one. And I rang the Wella Bangkok studio, who I know quite well, and I've done a couple of shows. A great team there. And by hook or by crook, they got me a number. They got me a number 2. Oh, you're more than welcome, Fallon. You're more than welcome. They got me a number 2 Nioxin, sent it down to me, and I was like, thank God for that. I had no hair left if they hadn't have. But there's three. So we go through Nioxin really quickly, okay? There's different. So there's the kits, okay, and the kits come in sort of either monthly, or they come in bigger form, all right? But the monthly are very, very pricey. They're very, very pricey. They're very good price, you know. I always recommend the months, because once after a month and you see how thick your hair's got, or you see it thickening up, you're automatically into it, or you're not, because some people, I'm always stealing products. Yeah, but I couldn't steal Nioxin. Where would I get it? Do you know what I mean? It's a difficult one to sell. This is true, Angela, but I think you have to break it down, and which we'll do tonight, and that might help. So you have they're the system. So they come in the box. So you get the shampoo, conditioner, and the hair food. Okay. Then you got the expert care. And the expert care are there are different treatments that you do in the salons that are really made to clean your scalp so that the Nioxin can go into your skin and clean your hair with. So they're like different versions of dermabrasion. They're different versions. They're all about cleaning your scalp, and you do them in the salon. And there's also 2 colour ones, which we'll go through as well. There's a colour lock and a colour protect, which not many people know about, and it's really, really effective. Then you have the 3D intensive care, which are, it's like the treatment in it is just probably the best hair treatment. It wins awards left, right and centre. And so that has the tablets, the treatment, and different lotions, nighttime lotions and daytime lotions. I use one of these and I've used it for years, and I'll be going through that with you. And Nick will answer some questions there for you as well. There's Mark Boland. And then you have which is what I use now, because I don't have the best scalps in the world, because I'm actually a celiac. So, and I gluten gets into me big time all the time. So my scalp kicks off and my feet, and yeah, anyone who's a celiac understands this. So I use Scalp Recovery, which is the shampoo, conditioner, and it's for your scalp, and it's the best I've ever used for you out for tea, Sharon. You know, good girl out for tea. You having a gargle? You have a drink for me. Hope you're in the pink in no time. Okay, so, and then there's the 3D styling, and the styling range is incredible and a really good price point again. And I'll go through that with you. And then you have the 3D fullness, which is like their dry shampoo, but it's made, I think, from tapioca, and it actually thickens your hair. And a lot of the dry shampoos are full of talc. They'll clog your scalp, they'll clog your hair, and your hair will not grow properly. You know, your hair will not grow properly. I need to get my hair and get a regime. This for me. If your mum has bad hair loss, this is the one. So listen up, okay? Listen up, listen in. So there's 3 things that you have to watch out for with hair loss. You've got an unhealthy scalp, which is what I get, okay? An unhealthy scalp, okay? So if you have an unhealthy scalp, but then your hair's not going to grow great because you have an unhealthy scalp. Then you have density, which is just a natural thing over years, that the density of your hair, you have inside a hair, you have maybe a family of hair, you have 3 or 4 hair. Look at my nails from colour, look. 60, look. 60717, look. Working man. If you can walk, you can work, huh? That's me. Right, back to it. Okay, so you have the density of the hair. So you have clusters of hairs within one follicle. You know, you can have 3 or 4 hairs within one follicle. And when you get older, the density of the hair drops. So you need something to feed that to make the density come back and to give it a bit of strength, okay? That's number 2. And then you have diameter, okay? And that again means the actual hair itself, especially when it goes white, it gets a little bit thinner and it gets a little bit see-through. And if you can pump that up, and you can pump that up from outside products, the hair will physically look thicker. It won't be thicker, it'll look thicker. The other 2 will make it thicker, but the last one is like cosmetic, okay? But you know what? You have Botox, then you still have a face cream. So it's important to have cosmetic, and it's important to have internal. They both must work together. Very few products have both. You know what I mean? So, don't be down on cosmetic. You know, you need both. But I mean, the first 2 are key, you know, because they're the things we don't get, okay, very often. So you have a numbering system, okay, with Nioxin. So for natural hair, no colour in it, 1 and 2. And 2 is a little bit stronger, it's processed tinning. One of them, so the shampoo really cleans your scalp, really, really cleans it. The conditioner pumps up the diameter of your hair, makes it thicker. And it also opens the pores of your hair. You know, so you'll feel the coldness of it on your scalp. It feels gorgeous. In fact, if you've ever washed your body in Nioxin, like you're squeaking after it. You know, I've gone to the gym and I forgot shampoos and I've washed myself in Nioxin and I'm like squeaking. Your whole body's open. You know what I mean? It's very funny. I'd recommend it as well. It's hilarious. Expensive shower, but a good one. So, you know, you have 1 and 2, which are for natural hair with no colour in it. 1 is for normal thinning. The other one is for advanced thinning. 1 is a spray and 1 is a mousse. I prefer the sprays on my scalp. I just think they absorb better. Other people prefer mousses. You know, it'll slow down your balding. it will slow down your balding by 5 to 7 years, I would say. You know what I mean? Like, massively. And you've got to tell all your boyfriends and your girlfriends out there, your whoever, your lovers, anyone you know with hair, if they're using gels that are not water-based and are not water-soluble, they will not wash off your skin easily. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're using a really strong wax and then you wash your hair, that wax is still stuck in your scalp. It won't come out. And if you put that wax on your grass out in your garden, and you left it there, and then the water tried to wash away the wax and it couldn't, what would happen to that grass? It wouldn't grow. It would be bald. Okay, so the amount of people that go bald prematurely just from the products they're using, particularly men, they're using these really strong waxes and stuff like that, is phenomenal. I say a lot of men go bald maybe 5 to 10 years early because they don't use water soluble products and they don't use the right stuff on their scalps. So that's a serious tip out there. So if you need to sell it for any other reason, that's the God's honest truth. Okay, so the shampoo cleans your scalp, gets all ready. The conditioner pumps up the diameter of your hair and also opens the pores, and then the pores are open. It allows for the mousse of the spray to go in. You must use all 3 products every time you wash your hair. It just becomes normal. So you have 1 to 2, 3 to 4 are for coloured hair, and 5 to 6 are for permed hair or bleached hair or straightened hair. So chemically straightened hair, bleached hair, permed hair, 5 or 6. Normal coloured hair, 3 or 4. Natural hair, 1 to 2. Okay, so that's basically them in the nutshell. And then the scalp repair for everyone like that. So as they say here, your Pro Hair Live, Catty, get them to put me up on the get them to put me up later on. Let me get them to put me up on the live screen, and we'll go live to Manchester. Yeah, Jesus, make it happen, Catty. Make it happen. Enjoy Manchester. I love Pro Live. It's a brilliant show, and if you see Rob Eaton, give him a hug from us. I'll give him a shout later. So there we go. The shampoo is a cleanser, and see what it does. Cleans your scalp. The number 2 pumps out the diameter of your hair, and number 3 feeds the strand to make it thick again. You use number 5. I use scalp repair now. See, so yeah, it's very important that you use the 3, okay? I prefer the spray. Some people prefer the mousse. In fact, some people use the mousse just as a styling aid, okay? Just as a styling aid. So if we got that, yeah? We got that. We're through that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Right then. So this is the 3D Extra Care, okay? The 3D Extra Care. This is the stuff that you can use in the salon. And before somebody buys the lotion, I would recommend that you give them this in the salon before they buy it. I use number 2. I'm bald. Keeps my scalp looking fresh. Good for those baldies. But but you're extremely handsome, Christopher. You know what I mean? You're borderline Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? You've got that chiseled chin. You've got that skin. You're going, Lisa. Talk to you later. For scalp recovery is just incredible. Okay, so this is a dermabrasion that you would use in the salon. You massage it in, you leave it in for 10 minutes, and you've got a super clean scalp, and then you're ready to use Nioxin. The reason for this is, like I spoke earlier, a lot of guys come up to my salon to buy Nioxin, and they've got I don't want to say the name of the product, it's something wax in their hair, and I'm like, you're going to need dermabrasion to take all that wax off. You're quite okay, Lisa, you can watch it during the week, nearly 8,000 people watched last week. Whoa, pretty amazing. So thank you to everybody who tuned in and who watched on the replay. And if you're watching on the replay, just tag replay for me so I know that you're watching on the replay, and then I can say hello to you and you can ask a question and I'll get on to you. Okay, so don't be afraid to write replay and ask a question, and then I'll get back to you. Sometimes I think I'm answering the same question twice. Okay, so this will really clean your scalp. Okay, she puts the lotion in the basket. Yes, I remember. Do you remember him dancing, Karen? Do you remember him dancing naked? What a film. Do you remember him? She puts the lotion in the basket. Yeah, kind of roomy. She's kind of roomy. So this is an exfoliation. Okay, and that does a similar type of thing. It's more for the scalps. Not as bad as Moise. Oh, not as bad as Moise. She puts the lotion in the back. I can't get that out of my head now. That'll be a great. I'll have to look at Griff up later for that one. So that's another. It's a purifying exfoliator, you know. So that's more if you have a skin problem, or if you're allergic to certain things. The butterflies, yeah, you're allergic to certain things, which I am. You know, that'll really help with that. You know, and then you have, which people forget about, and I've used both and they're brilliant. You have a Scalp Protect Serum. So if you do have clients with sensitive scalps, you can put this on before you do their colour, and it protects their scalp. And then you can put Colour Lock, which is on afterwards, which is like a pHer, and that closes it right down. And these are really aimed for people who want to use Nioxin products left, right and centre, whether they're coloured hair or not. You know what I mean? So like I'm currently 40% cold capping. I don't know, Jane, whether it. I mean, what for you right now? It's the medication that's in your bloodstream that's affecting that. So I don't know. Certainly afterwards, it will help remove the medication from your bloodstream and from your body quick. But I mean, the elements of medication will be still in your hair for 6 to 9 months. You know, because like anything that you've eaten or taken, there's a little element of it in your hair, always. You know what I mean? Thank you for that, Greg. Thank you for that. It's the enzyme that I need. I've used both of them, and I find that the enzyme one works really well for me. And then the other staff don't like that one. They don't have scalps. They use the other exfoliant. But I'd recommend an exfoliation before any of them. Hiya, Jenny. How are you? Hope you're feeling okay. My prayers to you, my love. You know how close I was to you know how much I follow you, and my love to you. You're in my heart at the moment, as your wonderful father is. My much love to you, my darling. Much love to you. Okay, so then you have, out of that 3D range, you have flight delayed, so you're only getting on to me now. Shaved her. That's why Brittany shaved her head. Hiya, John. I hope you're well. John's off teaching for 2 days. Now this is a cosmetic product, but one of the best cosmetic products I've ever seen for thickening hair immediately, like absolutely immediately, is the Diet Boost. It's a little bit pricey, but by God does it work. You know, so I am. Vinny's after answering your question there, Jane. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, but you weren't missing a trick. And Jane, you're doing great, babes. You're doing great. And Jane will have a video coming out soon, a balayage video, which we will be all buying, okay? So I'll expect everybody to buy it. So be under no illusion. Jane's a huge part of the Wella family. I told her to become... I'm always giving out about people who I don't think are educators. And Jane was one of those people who I private messaged and said, you have to become an educator. And she said, I'm not ready to be an educator. I wasn't trained to be an educator. I'm not prepared to be an educator. And you always know a good educator because they're aware of their responsibilities to becoming an educator. You know, they're very aware. And Jane, not yet. Thanks, Ian, for that. That's a great tip, actually. That's a great tip. So I actually contacted Jane and said, you've got what it takes to be an educator. And she was like, I think you're mad. And I said, give it a go. And the rest is history. And she did a show with me in Dublin and flew over. And it was her first time on a Wella stage. And it won't be our last time on a Wella stage, Jane. Okay? Remember that. It won't be our last time on the Wella stage. You and me have many journeys ahead. Okay? So you keep that in mind. And when your video drops, we'll be getting behind you. You know? But so... Anyway, that's what I love about co-creations. We get to talk to all these. I did a few years ago. I remember sending you the message and you thought I was mad. But I was right. It takes one to know one, babes. So Diet Boost, okay? You spray it on before you're blow dry. The hair looks twice as thick. It's actually incredible. You're not yourself tonight. Really down. You need to rest. Okay, Solace. Much love to you. Don't give in to it. Remember, what you focus on grows, Solace. Maybe if you watch, it might actually help you. What you focus on grows, so focus on. Yes, she did smash it that day. Then there's Density Defend, which is it's a leave-in conditioner, which again pumps up your hair. It's a terrific product. And this is probably my favourite hair treatment. Yeah, it's probably one of my favourite hair treatments, up there with Fusion and Penetrate Mask and Wellaplex, but it's probably my favourite mask, and I would highly recommend anybody, particularly with fine blonde hair, who are looking for a treatment that doesn't weigh their hair down too much. This has won so many awards. I really can't describe to you how good a hair treatment this is, particularly on fine blonde hair, where a lot of hair treatments will weigh down. Fine blonde hair, particularly where it's around the front and there's a little bit of breakage and it's a bit flyaway. You know that type of hair where they tie it back a lot. This is the ultimate treatment. Whether you use Nioxin or not, it's the ultimate treatment. Give it a go. Buy a tube of it. Use it, and come onto the page and tell me. You'll be like, boom, Andrew, you were right. Now, this is the hair booster. This is what I've been using this product for about 5-6 years. And what you're meant to do is you're meant to put this in areas where you think you're gonna lose your hair. You know, you just use little bits of it because it's expensive. I don't do that. I put it on all over because I'm worried about losing my hair all over. So I mix it with the scalp repair lotion and I put it on all over. And it's got a lovely cooling feel, and it feels like it's really, really, really... Hiya, Sophie! It feels like it's really, really, really working. It's an incredible product. Again, it's not cheap, but well worth it, and I wouldn't live without it. I just wouldn't live without it. Absolutely not. And I'm convinced why it's a man of my age has got good hair. It's a lot to do with that product. Then you got, this is the nighttime. I've used this a few times, but I forget to do stuff at night. You put the, what's that treatment called, Marta? It's here we go. I'll go back and get a few babes. It's called the Deep Protect Density Mask. The Deep Protect Density Mask. There it is there. See it? Incredible. Hands down my favourite hair treatment because it's never heavy. Hi Alan, how's it going? I the shampoo and conditioner and the hair mousse, it's incredible, okay? I would never lie to you guys, okay? I would never come on here and try and flog you something. Do you know what I mean? It's just, why would I? Do you know what I mean? I don't need to. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to. So, but all I say is try it, okay? Try it. Don't listen to me. Go out and get yourself a bottle of it. There's a big 500ml you can get for the basins. You use that, I tell you what, you'll never go back. You'll never go back. This is the nighttime density deep repair density mask, not entity, density. I like the word entity though. I'm a bit of an entity, you know. This is the nighttime product, very popular with certain clients, and my wife takes these. Okay, these are the recharging, the recharging tablets. Okay, so you take them one a day. They're hard to get out. They're so well sealed. What I will say, if you're taking any type of nutrition for your hair, it takes at least 8 to 12 weeks for the nutrition to get to your hair. Your body works on a cycle, okay? It just works on a cycle. Good night, Mark. Take it easy. The nighttime treatment smells amazing. I'm going to get a bottle of it. Density Max, that's it, Marta. That's the one, babes. That's the one. Okay, the density mask. But these tablets, right? My wife rates them, and she's been taking different types of supplements herself in it. And one of my staff that's been with me for a long time, Adele, they try stuff like this out for me before we buy it, and they rate both of them. But as I said, if you're taking something for your hair works on a cycle, so it takes quite a while to get any type of nutrition to your hair. It's going to have to go through your spleen, your kidneys, your heart, your lungs, your eyes. They all get taken care of because your hair is not a life supporting organ. So if you're taking something like this, you must take it for minimum of 10 weeks, okay? 10 weeks minimum. If you take it for a month, you will not see the difference, okay? And it will not work long term. Where if you took them for 3 to 4 months consecutively and then actually stopped taking them, they would work really, really well, because that's how long it takes to get them to your hair. It's a cycle, 8 to 10 to 12 weeks. And I've talked to hair specialists and hair doctors about this, so I know what I'm talking about, because we've got the Blackrock Hair Clinic here in Dublin, and it's really famous for hair transplants. And Dr. Collins, who runs it, has talked to me, and I've helped him with things, and he's helped me with things. So I know what I'm talking about here. You've got to take it for 8 to 12 weeks or it won't work, okay? this is scalp recovery. Whatever's in this stuff, it's absolutely magic. I have no problems with my scalp when I use it. It kicks off a little bit here sometimes because I can't keep the wheat completely out of my body, you know. I just can't. But I cannot recommend it enough. I mean, the only thing for the bottles are quite small, so you go through it a lot. You know what I mean? I wish they'd make a bigger bottle. They only make a 200ml, where the other bottles are 300ml. So, well, I'm sure you're watching. I'd like a slightly bigger bottle, if that's possible. You know, because I just find them a little bit small. But I have one for my gym bag. I have one for my I have one in there. That's how paranoid I am about it. I keep one in my gym bag. I keep the 3 in my gym bag. I keep 3 in the bathroom. You know, I can't speak highly enough of it. You know, I really can't speak highly enough of it. Mirjam, I'm going to talk a little bit about you later, babes, I think, as well, because, you know, you're inspirational, you know. So, like, the scalp repair is phenomenal, okay? From the serum to the conditioner to the shampoo, it does everything and soothes your skin. But you know, the hero of Nioxin is its styling range, and people don't seem to know a lot about its styling range. And I had one of the best stylists I ever had working for me, Mr. John Lowry, who's emigrated to Australia and I believe is having a great time in Sydney. And John, we miss you, but we have the fabulous Christine back, and she's working in your chair, and she's you know, she's fabulous, and she's fiddling beautifully, and it's an absolute dream to have her back in the salon. But we miss you, John, just in case you're watching. And John would use the Nioxin range all the time, the styling range, and he's Sassoon trained Bond Street, so he's very, very selective with his products. And he just said to me, they are so clinically beautifully made, you know, that they just don't build up on the hair. They just don't stick to the hair. So for anybody with that type of hair type, you know, that they feel they don't want any heavy products, the Nioxin range, and it's a pretty good price point. I mean, I don't know what it is in the UK, but I think they're all around €20 in Ireland, you know. So they're really, really, really good. So the thickening spray. Hiya, Cyril, how are you? The thickening spray you can put on before blow dry, and it thickens the hair up. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. The thickening gel is very popular with gents who have very fine hair, and if you put gel in their hair, it always looks see-through, you know. So with the thickening gel, what they do is they put it in. Yeah, hair still feels like hair. It does. It just sinks into the hair. So when you put the thickening gel in, say if I was putting it in, you put it in like this, and then you comb it all out, and it just holds the hair without it looking like there's gel in the hair. So for people with very fine hair and it looks see-through when you put gel or waxes, and then you don't want to use clays because it makes their hair look dusty, and they want to have that shine. They want to have, like, they're professional men. They want to have professional, like, sitting beautiful hair that's shiny and in good condition. You know, that Kevin Costner type hair. You know, the thickening gel is phenomenal, okay? It's absolutely phenomenal for that type of thing. You know, it really is phenomenal. But the most popular one in our chair is the bodifying foam, which is like an old, it's like a you know, an upgraded mousse, and you put that in the hair, and that with Dye Boost, that really, really, really gives you a beautiful blow dry, and it doesn't feel like there's anything in the hair. So if you've got clients who don't like the feel of product in their hair, the bodifying foam, the thickening gel, amazing. And then there's 2 hairsprays with it, the Stronghold, and there's the definition cream, which again is like the gel, but it's more of a cream base, and it's more popular with actually more ladies buy that. And there's a rejuvenating elixir as well that's been out of stock for a while, so I think they're reformulating that, so I don't think you can get that at the moment. I mean, it's like lip filler for hair. It is, Christopher. It's great to see you on, Christopher. It's good to have you on, bro. It's good to have you on. This is a cream version, you know, and it just holds the hair and gives it definition. But the thickening gel is really popular with the gents. And then you have the Thermal Active Protector, which will protect against heat. Really popular in our salon. They love this with thermal imagery from Emmy, but this is really popular with it as well. And it doesn't feel like there's anything heavy in the hair, you know. You're going to be spending a bomb tonight. Well, you know, if you're going to buy one product, Cheryl, try the conditioning treatment. I mean, I have to say that, like, you know, hair loss and stuff like that, premature hair loss with the wrong products, I mean, that's just you know, that's just, so Rejuvenate and regular spray are gone. Okay, thanks Ian. We couldn't get Rejuvenate for a while, so I'm hoping to come in with something. Dia Boost is an amazing to buy tomorrow. 100% off. Love Nioxin. Well, I'm not bigging up Nioxin here. I'm not getting paid to do this. I'm doing this because it's a fantastic range, and because you guys asked. 3 or 4 of you on the page were asking about it. This is the hero product in Air Salon. Okay, this is like, it's like a dry shampoo that isn't a dry shampoo. Okay, I believe that the product. I'm going to ask John Ladcoff about it, but I think tapioca is the range in it. Now we see big problems with dry shampoos in the salon. We see people and they're coming in and they've got 3 or 4 layers of talc stuck to their skin, you know, and there's no way hair can grow, and you know, they can do anything. The hair just can't grow through that, you know. So like, people are very into, you know, dry shampoos, and they're into the look it gives them, and it does give a great look. So I mean, if you're going to use that type of product and you want to protect your scalp and you want to protect your hair, this is the daddy. Okay, this is so it's mint and tapioca, so it's a food stuff, so your body will absorb it. So if you're going to use, it gives you instant fullness. It immediately looks thicker. It actually makes me, I've got a touch of the Barry Manilow's off me when I have it in. Oh man, you came. Yeah, it was just an excuse to sing Mandy. As you know, that was just complete. That was just a complete link there, you know, if you know me. Yeah, apple pectin is, you know, you got to get him on the stuff. The dry shampoo, it's just the snizzle. And it does, they say it ups. Hiya Michelle, how are you, babes? Hiya Pamela. Like, it's you know, those type of products, you know, they're like, you can buy a talc shampoo, you can buy a dry talc for like £2, do you know, in where is Mandy? She came and she left without taking, Martha, and I sent her away, you know. Oh Mandy. Anyway. So I banged through that really quite quickly because I didn't want to bore you, you know what I mean? I didn't want to bore you too much. But as you can see, is there any questions there? Anything you particularly want me to go through again on it? You know, what's wrong with your thumb? Miriam, I cut my thumb. I've got 10 stitches here. 10 stitches. Hi, Darren, how are you? 10 stitches. I have a picture of it with stitches on, but if I put it up, you'll probably faint. You know what I mean? Well, I'm calling it a dry shampoo, but it isn't a dry shampoo. But for those clients that use dry shampoos, that I recommend this. And once they start on that, and once they understand they shouldn't be having talc stuck to their scalp. We know that people have been talking about talcs lately. Yeah, Ian, it wasn't pretty. And I drove myself to the hospital. Tough as nails, all right? I drove myself 8:30 at night. Lovely Indian doctor who then gave me... I got my teeth cleaned 3 or 4 days ago, and you know how painful it is to get a hygienist these days. Hygiene, I mean, it's torture. So they gave me anaesthetic for that, and then these guys gave me anaesthetic for this. I was walking to work on Friday morning. I was feeling a bit teary with all these drugs in me. I was feeling just a bit like emotional. You know, it was gas really, you know, and I knew what it was. It was this, but I worked through it. Got to Sunday, and I'm hard as nails. The gypsy who, you know, if you can walk, you can work, okay? That's how I feel. There was another mention of the colour wheel, you know, so I'm just going to jump into that one really quickly, and I'll be out of it really quickly because I'm not going to bore you with it too much, because there's other things I want to ask you questions about. Most clients, the dry shampoos. Dry shampoos can block your scalp and your hair will not grow properly. Plus the fact you shouldn't be putting talc on your skin like that. You know, it's not a good idea anymore. People have been doing research about talc. You all know the story, you know what I mean? Hard as nails and old. So, this is going to be really quick, okay? Because I'm not going to bore you. But, you know, you have your tone numbers, okay? Okay, you have stroke 1, which is a neutral, which is a cool neutral. Stroke 2, which is green. Stroke 3, which is gold. Stroke 4, which is red. Stroke 5, which is mahogany. Stroke 6, which is violet. Stroke 7, which is brunette, which is warm neutral. stroke 9, which is pastel violet. Yes? Okay. Pastel violet. Hiya, Greg. How's it going, bro? Okay. Pastel violet. So we have here, we've got stroke 2 on the cool side, stroke 8, and stroke 6 and stroke 9. So where these two meet, that's where 6 and stroke 9 is. Okay. And on the other side then, you have stroke 5, you have stroke 4, you have stroke 4, 3, and you have stroke 3. So 3 and 4 make orange, and then they all substitute each other out on either side. But the thing to remember, which people seem to forget, is that tones will neutralize tones, but you're working with the underlying pigment in people's hair, okay? So the underlying pigment in people's hair will determine the outcome by at least 50%. So if you're dealing with somebody at a level 7, let's hit level 7 here. Okay. Level 6, level 7, that's their underlying pigment. So if you put a warm neutral or a stroke neutral in it, it's going to absorb that tone. You're not going to just get a one tone. One is a cool neutral. You're going to get a 50% milder version. Okay. So I mean, if you were just doing if you were painting on a brush, okay, and you were painting a little bit of colors mixed together. Hiya, Jimmy, took care of your client for you. She was a gas ticket. You know, I think she liked the salon. I hope it went well for her. Oh yeah, I had to break her in, Jimmy. But thanks for recommending her. So you can see, so do you get that? Because that seems to be a problem. People thinking it's like painting on, you know, like you're painting on and you mix a little bit of this and mix a little bit of orange and then it makes an orange. The underlying pigmentation of the hair will determine the outcome by over 50%, okay? The famous she pulls warm. That's just the underlying pigment which lies at every level of somebody's hair, okay? Of somebody's hair. So the stroke 1 is a cool neutral. Are you feeling me? It's a cool neutral. So what it'll do is it'll naturalize the color. It'll neutralize the color. It's not like an ash. It's not like a green, you know. It's not like a blue. It's a cool neutral, you know, and it will soften. As Nick just said there, it will soften the warmth. It will not neutralise it. And in shampooing and over time, the stroke 1 will fade and the underlying exposed warmth will come back up. And I'm afraid this is just science. This is just reality. And a lot of people have a little bit of a problem trying to grasp that, and I totally understand. It's very difficult, but you must remember that hair colour, hazel eyes, base 7 flat as a pancake. I've never seen that, Karen. I'd love to have taken a picture of it. I'd love to have taken a picture because there's so much orange lives at a level 7. It's unbelievable. Like, I will always go to a 6 or I will lighten to an 8, but I will never stay at a 7 because there's just too much orange there, you know. So I will always like go 6-0, 7-1-8, you know, and go darker, and I'll mask it or I'll remove it and go lighter. You understand what I mean? But to try and remove all that contributing pigment. But just remember, it's not personal. It's not somebody's out after you. It's just science, I'm afraid. It is just science. All colour lightens warm. Okay? All colour lightens warm. Okay? All colour lightens warm. Okay? And all colour fades warm. Okay? No colour lightens ash and no colour fades ash. Okay? You'd have to remove the colour first and then put an ash pigment in. Okay? But if you're doing it with colour, it's going to lighten warm, it's going to fade warm. Okay? And that's quite okay. You work with that. And if you explain that to clients, they totally get it. It's the hairdressers that don't get it. It's the hairdressers that get really frustrated because they think hair lifts ash. It doesn't. Okay? Or they think stroke 1 is ash. It isn't. It's a cool neutral. Okay? So we'll go back to the circle again. And just for the one time, she lifted beautifully. Too beauty for me on the day. I love that, Karen. You're gas. So in the centre here, on the warm side, is the stroke 7. Okay? And on the cool side is the stroke 1. Okay? So stroke 1 is a cool neutral. and stroke 7 is a warm neutral. Okay, when are the new stroke 2s coming out? Trudy, I don't know. They're scared to tell me anything in case I let it slip online, even though this stuff comes out from all over the world. You'd want to ask Uncle Nick there. Ask your Uncle Nick. He'll tell you when the stroke 1s are coming out. I did see a picture of 602, 702, 802 in a specific well arranged. That's all I'll say. I saw a picture of it in a range that it's very close to my heart, so you know. And in saying that, 502 in the Illumina is one of my favourite colours. So to remember that all hair colour lifts warm, all hair colour lightens warm. If you want to remove all pigment, you need to bleach it, but you don't need to be bleaching hair. I'll explain stroke 7. So stroke 7 is a warm neutral, Michelle. So if you took all little bits of pigment on the colour circle of that side, we are launching in March to be denounced. There you go. There you go. You heard it there first. North America might be getting it first. You know what I mean? And that's just, they deserve it. Do you know what I mean? That's the way of it. That's the way. Hi, Angelica. How are you? You're a great member. Love you, babes. Love you. Love some of your posts. You're so supportive. And I can't pronounce your name, but I'll do my best. You know what I mean? But to remember that if you take somebody from a 5 and you want to bring them to an 8, that all this pigment is what you have to go through, and that, you know, there's only so much that will be killed, and when it's killed it will fade, so you will need to retone or you will need to regloss, but it will not fade flat, it will not fade grey. All hair lightens warm, and all hair fades warm. Okay, it's not something to get upset about. And if you explain it to clients and you say, you know what, a little bit of warmth works really well on your skin. You know, if it was pure ash, you'd be able to see every line on your face. Any woman over 40 needs to be beige or needs some tone. I mean, look at the butter blondes that we just put up. Aga. Okay, I'll call you Aga. I like that. Aga, I like that a lot. You can call me Andy, Andrew, Daddy Daycare, Digital Dad, whatever you like. You all call me so many different things, you know. Is that, yeah, you know. Johnny 2 times, because I say a lot of things twice online. I'm looking for, if anyone knows a good video editor, I'm trying to get somebody to edit the Sunday services so I can put in all the times that I say like really, and then all the times that I say good evening, and then all the different lines. So I want to edit them all so we can put them on the page, and they'll be so funny. Disco Dennis, you know. And we're coming up to 25,000 members, and Mr. Nick Khan has created a profile picture for the page to celebrate 25,000. And we did it. I was 4:30 in the morning, and I woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep, and myself and Nick went working on it at 4:30 in the morning. And Nick is a legend, and he's a digital genius, and we're lucky to have him on the page. And it's when we hit 25,000, there'll be a little new profile picture completely put together for the page by Nick, and I think you'll absolutely love it. The stroke 2s are always have been in Thailand. There was a 6-2 and there was an 8-2 in Thailand. I used to bring it home, so I'm sure they'll be out. The Dali D, yeah, they like the Dali D. So don't take it. I talk to clients that it's going to fade warm, it's going to wash warm, and if you look at the inspiration picture that I put up, the other that from the famous Sylvie Moreau called Butter Blondes. If you work in those type of tones with clients, a little bit more realistic tones, and stop going for like the crazy Instagram pictures that are, you never see any of them on the bus, you never see them on the street, you ever see anybody with like blue, grey, ash, perfectly conditioned blow dried hair on the bus in the morning? Never. I see it on Instagram, all right. I see it on Instagram all the time. Like I've never seen a unicorn on the bus, but I've seen unicorns on Instagram all the time. Okay, so don't you know, if you talk to your clients, you're realistic with them and explain to them that that's the inside of the hair, and they learn, you know, what they are. What are stroke 2 is the green. Martha, is the green, and it kills red really effectively, particularly South American, Asian, and I would say Irish hair, you know. But the greens can be very flat in their colour. You know, they can be very, it can be very, very flat tone. So rather than just trying to kill, you know, the tone and just trying to kill the warmth, when the hair's made up of warmth, okay? You can't kill something that's inside the hair, okay? You can't. Never see any of them. I've looked for one on the bus every morning, Maura. If I ever see one, I'll stop and take a picture of her. You know, they're only on Instagram. You know why? Because they're just there for inspiration. And they're beautifully inspirational. But they're not meant to be worn in the real world. You know what I mean? They're not. It's like, you know, like it's a real, they really are matte, guys. So you know, well, that's half the reason I started the page, or it was so that people could, we could talk about this, and that people could actually, like, you know, you look at you go back and look at all my posts. Every second blonde's a beige blonde or a warm blonde, because I've trained the clients. They understand, you know, and they do tend to leave, maybe go off and get a mental ash, and then their hair starts to go like it's grey in the ends and it's yellow at the root, and they come back and I fix it for them and they stay clients for life. Okay, you know, if the client is giving you something that's not real, you know, it's a warm undertones in Scotland for sure. If the client's giving you something that's not real and you go along with that, you're telling her that's real. But it's not, guys. This is just science, okay? This is what's on the inside of the hair, okay? There's none there where it's like ash, is there? You know, is there any, you know? So you have to put it, like, you can't spend your life trying to bleach hair to level 10 and then put an ash over it, okay? It doesn't, clients don't want that. It doesn't make any sense, and it will cost you a fortune. You have people in the chair for 5 hours and their hair will be really dry, and then it'll fade really quick anyway. So, you know, have you ever heard that saying, if something's really difficult, it's just wrong? Would I say it one more time for you? Okay? If something's really difficult, really, really difficult, maybe, just maybe it's wrong. Okay? Maybe there's a different way. And if a beautiful beige blonde lasts a lifetime, you know, that's okay, bro. You go off a good, you know, nice and balanced. Exactly. Yeah. Not nice long term. Exactly as Jane said. There's no length. There's no length, you know. So, you know, I'm not down on ash. I love ash. But, you know, yes, it's just, yes. So stroke 1 is a warm neutral. Stroke 01, Michelle, it covers grey. So the primary tone is an O, and that covers the grey. So an 07 will cover 80% of the grey. You don't need to put any base in it, you know. Or a stroke 17 is then a cool neutral, which its primary tone is cool, and then its secondary tone is 17. And 17s are my most popular colours, you know, because they just neutralise the colours really well. And I'll always work a 17 instead of a 11. You know, I'll always try to work with you need to work with the hair. You need to work with the underlying pigments of people's hair. You need to create something that's nice and balanced and will last for the customer, and will I missed that one. You know, and you need to work on your consultations, and you need to be able to explain to them what's going on. Okay, it's just science. Okay, it's just science. It doesn't matter if that was beautiful, naturally blonde girl who's really, you know, really on the stroke 7. Hiya, Sue, how's it going? The destination post went to the top again. Gran Canaria, September. A good few people. We're looking to book that again this week. I am going. It's going to be a great one. And Susan's the main woman there. Click on the link, and we'll all go to destination Gran Canaria. It's doable. September, it'll be a rocking gig, and we'll have something special for you guys. So think about what I just said there, okay? Because that's it's very important. Jeez, I'm on an hour and I've loads to talk about. Anyway, we'll this took longer than I thought, but there we go. Okay, that's very important. All colour lightens warm. All colour fades warm. It's not you. It's not the product. It's not the person. It's not the hair. It's just science, okay? Sorry about that, guys. It's just science, okay? It's just science. So you see it? It's just science. All hair fades warm. All hair lightens warm, and you need to tone it. You know? You need to tone it. Okay, so that's that, all right? There we go. The light is back. Sorry about that, guys. Somebody's put up a grift there. Deal with it. Yeah, well, you know what? If you just explain it to the customers and you tell them that it'll work on their hair, it'll be okay and it'll fade better, that they do. Who's that? 12-1. What is 1217 useful for? We don't have 1217 here anymore, but I loved 1217 April because it had that underlying brunette tone. I now use 1216, which I feel is a little bit of an upgrade. 1217 was beautiful on Asian hair for highlights, like base 4, base 5, base 3, base 4, base 5 as a caramel highlight. It was perfection, absolute perfection. But 1216 is pretty awesome as well, I have to say, you know. I have to say it's pretty awesome, you know. Okay. So that's that covered, isn't it, guys? If that, you know. So I have a question for you, okay? I have a question for you, you know. All of yous now, listen up, I have a question for you. You know, what amount of money would you need to earn a month for it to change your life, okay? To change, and what would you change about your, was it well covered? Okay, good, great, I'm onto it. Great stuff, okay. And if there's a question, I'll go back on it. I use 607 on their own all the time. They always cover really well, you know. The 01s, the 03s, the 07s, they cover grey really well. You don't need to add any bass to them. There you go. But I do like to add a bit more tone to them. Okay. What amount of money, if you were earning a month, would change your life? What would that amount be? And what would you change about your life? Okay, what would you change? So, up on the screen here, answer the questions. What amount of money, like, if I earned 20 grand a month, okay, what would I change? You know, what would I change? Would I work less? Would you travel more? You know, what would you do? What would you do? Okay, so, you know, think about it and answer the questions, okay? Think about that and answer the questions. What would it change about your life? What would you change if you were to earn that amount of money? What would you change? So for me, I asked myself this question, you know. I said, what, you know, if I earned X amount of money, what would I do? You know, what would I do? What would it change? I'd probably work online. I would probably work online more. I said I would probably work online more, and I would probably, I would probably spend more time with you guys. I would probably start doing things on a Sunday. These were all the things that I wanted to do. If I made more, I would be happy with 1,000 a month and work. So you'd work a little less because your body's falling apart. Travel and visit friends more. Travel, that's a great one. Miriam, that's a great one. Okay, that's a great one. 407 on your own. That's a great. So that's a great. You would travel more. You would work less. Okay, so these were all the things that I felt because I wasn't there. 5,000 a month extra a month would do me. I'm afraid I'm a bit of financial space. What would you do? More time to relax and spend it with friends and family. Brilliant. Keep them coming. It's very similar because these are enough to buy yourself a house, renovate your home salon, have a holiday. Okay, 5,000. 5 grand's a nice amount of money. Okay, 5 grand's a nice amount of money. I've done here 19 years, one vacation. So for you, Michelle, it would be holidays. Okay, you know, so these are all the things that we feel not making enough money, not making enough dough holds us back. 2K would do it for you, and you would be able to have loads of stock and retail and that. God, Tracy, that's really balanced, babes. You're not asking for that much there, you know what I mean? That's really balanced. So that's very interesting, you know, from you guys. I was really surprised at that one. Babes, I would have thought now, you know, because I came up stuff, I would like private jets, so, you know, I would definitely fly first class with my family everywhere I went. Do you know what I mean? Not so much in Europe, but if I went to Asia, I'd be up in the, you know, there's I'd be a bit madder than all you guys. You guys are a lot more normal than me. You know what I mean? And I'd be a nightmare. You know, I'd have people carrying me bags and everything. You know what I mean? I'd have people to comb me hair. I'd have a chef, no doubt about it. I'd have my own chef. I'd have my own masseuse. Listen, ridiculous. Swimming pool, bowling alley. Do you know what I mean? Elvis. I'd be like Elvis. Do you know what I mean? There isn't enough money I can have. You earn more. So it's great to see so many years on. You quit the 2 jobs and time to find the man, Mary. I like that one. Don't want too much in life. Tracy, it's really, really lovely. That's really, really lovely. I'm still a bit of a nightmare. I'd still want a bowling alley and a plunge pool and a masseuse and a private chef and yeah, just keep it going. Keep it going. 5K, I'd retire. So you'd only work a couple of days a week. Someone wanted to sponsor me in a bit before. Yeah, that's brilliant, Nick Cowan. That's brilliant. Brilliant. Because I found, because this might help other people. I found that for me, that if I just went ahead and did the things I wanted to do that were holding me back because I didn't have the money, and if I tried to do them anyway, that then I'd find a way for it to work out. I'd find a way I'd find a way for the money to work out. I'd find a way for all that to happen for me. You know what I mean? And that's what so that's what I did. I found the time to start the community page. I found I just made the time. I was then, I'd love to go live, and I was like, I can't do this. I don't have a studio. I don't have a cameraman. I don't have everything perfect. I don't have all this type of stuff. And then I just thought, if I'm just being myself, I don't need any of that. All I need is a phone. And if I can connect to you guys, you can connect to me. And I went live. You know what I mean? So if you try to do all the things that you want to do, pretend you actually make the money already, you may find that the money will turn up. Like for most of you, you want to travel more. So if you just travel more, you may, if you up your prices a little bit, instead of working a 5-day week or a 3-day week or a 4-day week, you may work 1 or 2 days less just by charging a little bit more. You may get to, like I'm traveling a lot more this year. So sometimes it's our brains telling us we can't do this because we don't earn enough money, where actually we can do these things, and if we do them, then the money comes. Do you know what I'm saying? The money shows up. I know this sounds like it's reverse, but I do actually, it was something I said to you a few months ago that I was working on in my head, and I do actually believe that this is the way it is in life. I do actually believe that if you, like you were saying, Jane, if you live like, like you own your own home, and that you can do all the things that you want to do, and that if you have those emotions inside you that you're safe and you're secure and that it'll be okay, life will create that for you. Life will find a way to create that for you, in what way it is. Because by me doing that, I'm here in front of you guys, and there's 7,000 people watching this a week, and I'm coming from my bedroom. Now, I have met people out, and they're going, oh yeah, I watch you there on a Sunday, and I can see the wardrobes behind you. But they're one, and they're one person, and they're just one person. That and the rest of them come up and just say, I love what you do. I had a salon owner the other day come up to me as I was walking to work up from the bus in the lashings of rain, and he was like, Andrew, I watch you every Sunday. I have to say, you're such an inspiration. I love what you do. And I was like, Jesus, it's brilliant that you get to touch people just like that, that you just get to be a part of people's lives just like that. But if I had waited for the movie studio or to do things live, wardrobes are better than washing machines. Do you remember that? Yeah, that's so funny. That's so funny. But if what you're talking about is interesting, and if what you're talking about touches people, it doesn't matter where you are. You know what I mean? If you're authentic and if you're yourself, always remember that. Because if you're just yourself and you're authentic and you're bringing what you have to say and you have something to say, or you have a story to say to somebody, well then, that's all you need, okay? All you need, the superpower you're looking for is you inside yourself. It's not anywhere else. It's not anywhere, and you just disregard stuff like that. You know what I mean? You'll always have that, Buy a home, spend some time more, travel the world, go to the weather show destinations around the world. I'm very lucky. I actually, 10K from the start a business. Yeah, money comes. You know what, Tracy? I think the feeling comes before the form. They should understand that if you can think it right, if you think, okay, this, and if you create the feeling of, imagine what that's going to feel like, and then I think it shows up. But I think we go to ourselves, oh, I can't afford that, and I can't do this, and if I had that, if I won the lotto, I'd be I'd be okay. But that only happens to 1 in a million and 1 in 2 million people. And I was completely inspired this was all inspired by a post that somebody put up about a Lego salon during the week. Like, isn't it so mad that this was just completely it completely came around from that one post, and I don't know who posted, but thank you very much for posting it, because it made me it inspired this week's Sunday service, and it made me go out this morning and also explain to you how I think things work when you do that, So this lady put up a picture of a Lego hair salon, and I went to the shops. Yeah, you would definitely expand, Marta. I think your level of expansion, like, I think now if I was to become very, very wealthy, I would actually be able to handle it, because I have the expansion of energy that I could really handle it. But I think life will only give you what you can handle. Do you know what I mean? Life will only help you with what it will only give you what you can handle. And if you can, so this is kind of half the problem, because people are asking the universe. It's not about money for you now, but Miriam, you're highly inspiring for me, because you had a dream about your soaps and you put it into action and you created your emotion around it, and you're an inspiration for me, because I know the type of person you are from being online, and I know how hard you worked. And when you put up that post about your soaps and how authentic you are, and how authentic how authentic everything was and how much it was you, I was just so inspired by that, Miriam. So, like, you're a huge inspiration for this as well. But back to the Lego post, that when this lady put up the picture and said, I just saw this in a toy shop and I thought of all you guys online, it hit me of how I think the universe delivers things. So I went out and bought one today. Okay, so I went out and bought one. So this is what she put up online. So this is a Lego. Okay, it's a Lego Friends hair salon. And you were the one that inspired me. Yes, I did inspire you a little bit, Babs, but you did it. You know what I mean? You created the action. You made it happen, okay? You created the action. You made it happen. So this is how I see the universe working, okay? Right? So you're lying in your bed, you're going, I want to have a salon, okay? I want to have my own salon. I wanted it to be all perfect, and I want it to be all this, and I want the universe to deliver my salon. I'm going to manifest this, and it's all going to happen. And then you send it out into the universe, and the universe then, this is what the universe sends back to you, okay? You couldn't have done it without Sunday service, okay? Yeah, my kids are going to make it for you. My kids are going to make this for you during the week, okay? But this is right. This is what we ask for. This is our heads. We ask for this. And then in our hearts, we're like, I want this, and I want to do her hair lavender, and I want to take my pictures, and I want to put them up on the Wella page, and I want to be on. You want all this, okay? And it's all like this, and you send it out to the universe, and you're ready to receive, okay? You're completely ready to receive, which is the most important thing, that you're ready to receive it, and every one of you deserve it. But this is what is delivered, guys, okay? And this is what is delivered, and this is where the problems lie. The universe then sends you this, okay? This is what the universe sends you, okay? So the universe sends you this, because you have to be able to create the expansion and the capability in your heart to be able to own a salon. Because if you don't, your salon won't survive, So the universe sends you little things along the way, okay? So it sends you, a little, it sends you, a place to see, a buy and sell where you can see the little, don't use a knife, you're very smart, Smarty, you're very smart. It sends you all these friends, it sends you all these little opportunities that you get to create the salon. So the universe delivers absolutely what it must deliver, but you must be able to go on the journey then to be able to fill and expand in yourself. I hate flat pack. Me too. But this is just the way life works, I'm afraid. It's a pain in the neck. It's a pain in the neck. Okay? But it delivers. And then you must use your head and your heart and your passion to put it together. That's the way the universe works. It doesn't deliver you a salon and you wake up the next morning and you go in and it's all painted and it's done. It's like Santa. It doesn't deliver like that. If it delivered like that, and because guys, if you get something for free, you don't respect it, okay? So if you've had to work your ass off, okay, to get a salon, and you have to put that together, you're going to go in and clean that salon every morning. You're going to spend your life getting it ready. You're going to grow because you've earned it. You've earned it. So this is the way life works, I'm afraid. I don't like it myself. I would much prefer if it just delivered things that were just, perfectly made. But it delivers things like this, and it sends you on a journey, and every little one of those bricks that you learn to put together, that's what creates your life. Yeah, which is why I'm crap, of course, at makeup. Well, Tracy, you're not as crap as you think, okay? You're one of the best beige masters we have on the page, okay? So I don't know where you're coming from with the whole crap. I think you're absolutely brilliant. You know what I mean? I think you're absolutely brilliant. But when you ask the universe for a new car, it delivers opportunities for you to be able to pay for it, and it makes you go through certain things so that you'll enjoy it and respect it and get it cleaned. And I got my first new car that I've ever had in my life there 2 years ago, and I get it cleaned every month. I'm so proud because I worked so hard, to be able to get that car. I was 9 years in business before I was able to buy myself a car. You know what I mean? Now we're going to build this for you, and we'll put a picture up later. But when you ask the universe for something, look out for the targets, look out for the resources, look out for go hunting. Understand that you have to expand to your capabilities. If you want to be Richard Branson, well, life will have to send you on a journey where you have to learn the lessons that Richard Branson had to learn. So be very careful what you're asking for, because, if you want to be a millionaire, you have to go through certain things so that you're able to handle having that amount of money, even though it's not a lot of money anymore, but say a billionaire, that there's certain lessons along the way. So whatever you ask for, it mostly comes flat packed, I'm afraid, okay? Mostly becomes flat packed, and that each brick is a lesson. Each brick is a lesson along the way, and it can be painful because I'm always asking for things, and then I'm like, I don't want to have to put them together. I really don't want to have to put them together, but I'm afraid you do have to put them together. Like if somebody leaves and you have to hire somebody new and you have to put it together, you have to put it all together, and it doesn't come together like the way you are. But all the resources that you're looking for are already here on the planet. Everything, like for the first airplane to be made, somebody had to sit down to make the first airplane, and that's what they had, okay? The Wright brothers. When Henry Ford made the first car put together, he didn't just wake up and whoa, there was a car there. That's what he had to make, okay? That's what he had to do to make it, And as I said to you before about the story about looking for the coins at the end of the rainbow, and then you go on the journey along the way, and all along the way you find little things, and they're the things that you put in the pot of gold, because the pot of gold at the rainbow is empty, and it's the bricks along the way that create the journey. I'm too impatient as well. I mean, the idea of putting an IKEA flat pack together would kill me. That's why I'm very careful about what I ask the universe for at times. I really have to have clarity. Like if I'm asking the universe why I want €1 million, I better have a reason why I need €1 million. Do you know what I mean? Because the universe is going to send me the lessons, and I don't want to be spending my life flat packing it together. So maybe I don't need that. Maybe I need certain resources so I can do other things. Like I didn't need all that stuff to be able to create the page and come live for you guys. I did. I just did it, came across, I found the resources and I went for it. You know what I mean? I went for it and I did it, and and I had so much help with Pamela and with all the admin and all the guys. Like they were people show up and things help you, and then you guys every Sunday. I couldn't do it without you guys here. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it here without you guys here. But the resources are all around you for anything you need in life. They're just right there. If sometimes in your life, if you say, right, today I'm going to look for a Ferrari or a Porsche or Ford, Kia car. And then you go out and everywhere you look, you can see 4 cars because you've focused on it. What you focus on grows, you know. So if you focused on having your own salon and then you open your eyes up to the resources you need, you'll see them everywhere, from a bank loan to be able to buy maybe secondhand chairs and buy and sell, to the right premises that you can rent, to what your customers will like. Once you're open up, the resources are all there. But you won't just wake up and the salon will be there. You've got to put it together, guys, okay? You've got to put it together. So that I thought that I'd like to thank that person who put up the Lego, because this whole Sunday service was inspired by that one post, because that's just how I from my 52 years on this planet, that how I found things show up. They tend to show up flat packed, and you have to put them together. And if you go on a scavenger hunt and you go looking for the resources, you tend to be able to find them, you know. So I hope that resonates with a few of you. And remember what we spoke about earlier. If you say to yourself, if I earned 20 grand a month, I'd spend more time with my family, I probably wouldn't work as hard. You don't need 20 grand to do that. If you do that now, life will find a way to make it work for you. So go ahead and do it, and then life will find a way to support you. And usually that just means upping your prices a little bit, working one day less, charging a bit more, get a bit better at education. See, suddenly all the things are arriving that you need. You know, if I get better at education, I can charge a bit more. Maybe I can do this and maybe I can do that. The resources will show up. I know people who can do a 5-day week in 3 days. You know, I know people who can work incredibly well and can do all that type of stuff. So, you know, if it is, you know, I want to spend more time with my family, or I want to own my own home, go ahead, start looking at houses, go and view the dream house, go and look at it, go and step inside it, go and smell it, go and walk around it, and your mind will be open to it. And I'm telling you, something will show up to help you. Now, it may not be the easiest route. Remember, it may not be what you think it will be. It may be this bad boy here, you know, but that's life, I'm afraid. That is life, and it's not something to be, it's, you know, if you put one brick together at a time, in no time you'll have a Lego hair salon built. All you need to do is concentrate on each brick, one brick at a time. Okay, hire more assistants. You can do that. Like, there are times in the salon where I've had where I've lost money because I've had a bigger team. But you know, if you don't invest in your team, you don't have a team. Okay, you just don't have a team. What you have is just yourself. So that is sometimes you go through stages where you're not making as much money, but you have to play the long game. You have to play the big picture, you know. And people are your best resource. You know, having people around you that can inspire you and you can inspire them, they are your best resource. As we know from the community we've built here, it's the best resource we have, you know. You need them now with that thumb. Yeah, I couldn't wash the hair. Oh, well, there's a way, Lisa, that you can spend more time with your family. I wanted the same type of thing. And you'll probably find that if you just get really good at your job, you can charge a lot of money for what you do. And it's very possible. Now, parts of your brain will tell you can't do this and you can't do that. Just go ahead and do them, and you'll find that life will help you. And whatever you ask the universe for, don't expect it to wake up and see it. Expect it to turn up like this. One brick at a time, one box at a time, and that's built it. Some of these live have me in stitches. You have it all sewn up. Thumbs up for me. I'm glad you enjoyed this one. You know, this one came together at 4 o'clock this afternoon. It was so confusing. I had so many things going on in my head about this one, and I just thought at 4 o'clock. No, I think I have it. And then I came on live here, and I'm like a turbo. I'm like, so much stuff, but they're all linked. See, it's all linked. You know, it's all linked, it's all connected. You know, what you ask the universe for, how it shows up, resources, you know, what you ask for, what do you really want in life. A lot of us just want to have more times with our family, and that can just mean having a higher respect for what we do, becoming brilliant at what we do, and being able to, I knew it would help you, Miriam, tonight. I just knew, I was thinking of you, and you know, that if you put the feeling and you put the thought first, you'll be amazed at how life will support you. But if you sit back waiting for life to make it happen, it usually doesn't happen. And whatever you ask for, be careful what you ask for. You know. Yeah, I do. Yeah, you know me well, Karen. You know me well. That remember whatever you ask for will arrive flat packed. So that the big things that you ask for will arrive very big flat packed. So my have real strong clarity about what you ask the universe for. You know, be really strong in your mind. If you're asking them for €1,000,000, why do you need €1,000,000? Where maybe you just need a day off. Maybe you just need to charge more. Maybe you just need to get better at your job. Maybe you just need to come in an hour late and work an hour later. Maybe you need to just do, something inspirational on a Monday. So like if you're asking the universe for €1,000,000 and that's a big L flat pack that you have to put together, where actually what you need, you have the resources for everywhere in your life. They're right there and all you have to do is use them. And most of the time we don't. A day off sounds good, Douglas, but you love your job, Douglas. You don't have a job, Douglas, you have a career. And remember the difference between having a career and having a job. This is a job. Nightmare. This is a career. Oh, we'll do this. Oh, we'll do that. Oh, we'll create a community. Oh, we'll go live. Oh, we'll do videos. Oh, me and Nick at 4:30 in the morning making a new profile picture for the page. That's a career, okay? That's a career. And everybody here can have a career. You doesn't have to have a job. Do you know what I mean? You doesn't have to have a job. And so you're making me laugh now with the stuff coming on the page. It doesn't have to have a job. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Douglas, but Douglas has a career. And I love following people who have a career, okay? Because I tell you what, having a job, you're like, what time is it? 9:10. Is that all? If you have a career, you're always moving and the earth is always moving and everything's in flux. I could be on forever tonight. Like an hour and a half is enough for anyone. So remember, be careful what you ask the universe for, because you may get a big, huge flat pack that could keep you really busy for 5 years, where actually what you want is a day off, spend some time with your kids, that kind of stuff. But I do, from the universe, if she's listening tonight, I'd like my own chef. I'd like my own masseuse. I'd like my own personal trainer. I'd like a huge house. I'd like a plunge pool. I'd like a bowling alley. I'd like a cinema room. Like a real cinema room. And I don't feel all this is out of place. I'd like maybe every Balenciaga runner that was ever made. That's for Christopher out there. He knows what I'm talking about. I'd like a couple of bathrooms, you know what I mean? Because my kids, we've got one bathroom here, and the bathroom downstairs you have to reverse into. It's so small, and do you know what I mean? You're going through a relapse in your health. That's all I need. And you know what? You're right. Oh, we just need to put the bricks one together, and if we have our health, we're very, very lucky. Come over here for a few days. Listen, love it, Trace. Love it, love it. Love you all. I love you all. And thanks for staying online and thanks for staying live. But and I would like my own jet as well, actually. Now that I'm here, I would like my own jet so that I could just turn up at the airport when I want to turn up, and that someone can just take my bags and I can just get on the plane. I can just fly anywhere. 6 bathrooms. See, I don't want 6 bathrooms, but 2 bathroom, and I'd like a really nice shower, that has all the different faucets, like you get in a hotel. Hiya, Lucy. You get in a hotel and it has all those lovely marble stone brush in the shower. You sit there like that for half an hour. So, I'm asking for, imagine the flat pack that the universe will send me, but I'd like all that stuff. But actually, what I really, really, really just like is at the moment, my favourite thing in the world is bringing the kids bowling. That's my favourite thing in the world. So there you go. That's just hilarious watching them all trying to learn to bowl. And fantastic. And if you've ever seen a film called Kingpin, it's one of the funniest films you'll ever see in your whole world. And it's based on guys bowling, but it's so funny. Love you all, guys. Thanks for staying on live. Remember, be careful what you ask the universe for. Most things you have in your hands and with your resources, you can make it come true. Remember that it's just science. Don't take it personal. You spend the rest of the time cleaning bathrooms, Alana. I love that's brilliant. You know, that's brilliant. See, I'd have to have my own cleaner as well. Cleaner, masseuse, chef, personal trainer. You know, these things are like self-care is very important, okay? Very important. So, you know, that's the way of it. You know what I mean? That's what I'd have. I mean, Ronaldo has all that, so why can't I, you know? Okay, why can't I? Classic. Love you all, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's Sunday service. It's one of those ones that I think we'd all have to watch back because there was so much going on. It was a bit mental. But there's a lot of stuff there. Try Nioxin, that's all I'll say. It's one of the most underrated range. It is a difficult product to sell because clients don't always get it, particularly men. They don't want to use 3 products, but it will stop them losing their hair. You need a nanny. Yes, a nanny. Well, that's very doable, Chantal. That's very doable. Angelo, take care. Guys, love to you all and to everybody in Manchester tonight. I hope you enjoy Pro Live. Manchester's one of my favourite cities. Self-care is very important. I'd love to have Team Andrew minding me. I'd have Team Andrew around me. Masseuse, chef, you know, you name it. Just there to mind me. That'd be just lovely. Hope it was a good one. Thanks, Marta. Me thumbs on the mend. I've got to go back to tomorrow and they're going to have a look at the stitches to make sure. And I'm hate being on antibiotics, but there we go. Alana, is great to see us all on. Thanks for staying on live. I'll see you during the week. I won't give you a challenge this week, but the challenge this week is to think about the resources that are around you for the things that you need. So it's not really a challenge, it's just to be aware that everywhere you look, there's resources. If you wanted to build a fire, you know, you find some flint, you'd find a piece of glass, you'd find the rocks, you'd find the wood, you get a piece of glass and you'd start fire. That there's all these resources around you to just go and look for the resources in your life and you'll be amazed what they're there. And for most of you, you just wanted to spend a bit more time with your family and not have to work as hard. And that means upping your prices. And by being on the page and seeing the best work in the world, that's very doable for everybody. Very, very doable. Okay? Love to you all. See you during the week. Keep posting. Keep supporting. Keep celebrating your wins. Keep the momentum going. Love you all, proud of you all. We're going to hit 25,000. You're going to get to see Nick's beautiful work that we put together last week, and it's terrific. Love you all. See you during the week, and I'll answer the questions. I'll go through this when I'm finished. Bye. See you later.